Americans are drowning in auto loan delinquencies, and a report says Congress needs to fix it. This is courtesy of usatoday.com. Now,
that's crazy.
There is a very real problem. And according to this article, the record number of auto loan defaults is a canary in the coal mine for large-scale economic problems, warns the Consumer Federation of America. Now, that I agree with, and we have purposefully not touched on this auto loan issue yet. The last couple of years, there have been a number of social media videos going around repo lots saying, oh man, look at all these repos. They're on the rise. And I'm like, well, you're not comparing it to anything. You're literally just walking around a lot saying all these cars are repos. Unless you have a baseline to say this is more than last week or less than last week, more than some other period of time, it's irrelevant data.
Right.
And most of the data that we've been seeing has essentially been auto loan defaults are back to almost to pre-COVID levels, or now they are back to 2019 levels, which there was already a debt problem in the U.S. There is a debt problem. We get that. But looking at the numbers, there was nothing concerning. It was just, okay, we are getting back to normal, because 2000 to 2022 was abnormal economics. The government printed money at record rates. Inflation was at levels not seen since the 1920s, I think. And we're basically just getting back to normal levels of debt and normal levels of people not paying their bills. Well, it seems like the stats are now telling us that we're getting back to abnormal levels, and the numbers are more mirroring the pre-2008 numbers of defaults, which is very concerning.
Was it you that sent me the chart? It was way worse than that. Was it you that sent me that?
Maybe.
Yeah, it was really bad.
I sent you some things.
It was really
how
bad.
bad is it?
It's really bad. And the funny thing, I just want to say, Congress fixing it. It's just like 2008.
Congress can't fix debt.
Yeah, here's who can fix it. In 2008, it was these guys that were like, everybody saw The Big Short or whatever that movie was.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that what it was called? The Big Short, am I right?
Can't short car loans, though.
Car loans, though, I can get you approved. Should you get me approved? If I've got a debt to income. These people should not, you watch those TikToks and you see those ones where they're going around to every person and what's your car payment? They do it a lot in car dealers.
Yeah. The average new car payment is over $1,000.
It's like $1,500.
I'm sorry.
$1,275.
20% of new car payers are paying more than $1,000. The average new car payment, I believe, is around $800. Okay, so according to this article, CFA sent the report to members of Congress who, for the record, are record debt accumulators, so they can't fix this problem. Calling for an end to, quote, exploitative practices, including interest rate kickbacks where dealers and lenders, quote, conspire to secretly inflate interest rates and share the profits gleaned from the consumer's overpayment, end quote. I had one opinion before I started reading this article, but the more I read it, the more I get angry at just blaming banks and car dealers.
Yeah, it's a lack of personal responsibility.
There's no secrecy. Interest rates are readily available to the general public, and if you don't like the interest rate that the dealer offers you, you can go to PenFed or go anywhere to your credit union. Like, that's an open competitive market. And they also blame the growing cost to buy and maintain a car, as this article says, exacerbated by inflation and tariffs, are leading to rising auto loan defaults and repossessions. No, you know what's leading to it is people not paying their bills. Nobody needed to buy a new car at a crazy inflated rate in 21 and 22. There were used cars available on the market.
Good used cars.
Yeah.
You can still get a really nice used car for $20,000.
You can get a really nice used car for $8,000.
I mean, You can get a really nice used car for $6,000.
You can get one that works for $4,000.
You can get a
Dan
car.
Doucette sold his perfectly good Honda Accord for what, $2,000? Less than that, he says. Ran fine, and it will continue to run fine. So this is consumer behavior. Now, fully admit that in the 2008 recession, there were banks and mortgage loan officers taking advantage of people, telling them all sorts of things, hiding things in the contracts. I get that. That was, it wasn't just the consumer's problem, because there is more responsibility on the part of the people who know what they're doing to be responsible
this feels
versus
like a
the consumer.
responsibility problem. It really does.
But it's both and. People are signing the loans. People are buying ridiculous cars and getting themselves into this trouble. The interesting thing is, there's two pieces of information that I think is interesting related to this, the mortgage loan crisis. So Westlake Financial came by last week to solicit us, as they wanted to do indirect lending for us. And I go, wait a minute, you guys are like a subprime lender. We don't do that. It's, oh, no. We're moving into the 600 plus credit score, like the good loans. We want to give good loans now. It's like, really? Because that is not your reputation at all. No, we're moving away from that demographic and we're moving into prime loans. It's like, okay, sure, fine, whatever. That seems smart, right? You want to diversify. However, on the flip side of that, Wells Fargo is going the complete opposite direction, now offering loans starting at 540, starting at 500 credit score, but 540 and above can get a loan to value up to 150%. 150% Wells Fargo will loan you if you have a 540.
Is that not predatory? That's predatory lending.
If you have a 500 to 539 credit score, they'll go up to 110% of loan to value.
That's disturbing.
Very disturbing. Let's unpack this a little bit. So those are the facts. These are I'm a car dealer, not an economic expert, but I know a few things, quoting my critics here with I'm not an economic expert. I should stay in my lane. However,
stay in your lane.
So what was one of the big issues that caused the financial meltdown of 2008? This is a layup question.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was the loan packaging.
Yeah.
Right? It was not just the bad loans. It was that the banks were taking the loans. You watched The Big Short.
I did. What was that called, though? There's a name for that.
Credit default swaps.
Credit default swaps.
So they'd package all these AAA rated with the subprime loans and sell them as good stuff. But then they ran out of good loans, so they just put more bad ones in there and put enough in there that it was, a good mix, and they were getting the rating from the SEC or whatever and reselling them. So I'm looking at this going, okay, Wells Fargo has probably a really good portfolio of good loans. Well, they can take on these risky loans, super high profit if the people pay, and then package them up with their good loans, just like they did with mortgages, and then sell them off and make a bunch of money. Because why else would a well-established bank, and Wells Fargo is not the only one doing this, why else would a well-established bank go, let's see, auto loan delinquencies are at an all-time high, essentially. Let's get into this business when it's terrible.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's disturbing.
Unless,
according to the chart you sent me, it is at an all-time high.
Unless you can make a bunch of money by kicking the can down the road.
That makes me sad.
Passing it off to somebody else. And maybe Westlake wants to do the opposite. It's not just diversification, but it's like, well, we need to sell off our portfolio. We need some good loans in here so we can package our crap, all of our subprime junk.
That's horrifying.
And put it in and sell it off.
So Doug's not a financial expert, but he's saying there's like 18 months before the collapse.
Listen, there's been a lot of people calling for the collapse on TikTok for a long time, but it's with data that wasn't real data. It was just, look at all these repos.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is not a good sign. This is not a good sign. Now, this is mostly subprime stuff, but it's going to have a trickle up effect on everybody.
The problem with the government is, this is about the time where you don't have a bad, loan. You don't have a bad loan. You don't have a bad loan. I don't have a bad loan. We all have good credit.
I don't have a loan.
We don't. Yeah. Period. Here's the problem.
I don't have credit.
Here's
either.
the problem: is all of these people with the really bad situation are going to get bailed out by Congress, and they're going to say, "Oh, you know what? Just we'll pay off your car." And
that's part of the reason we got into this in the first place. Is during COVID, everybody got checks. Everybody got bailed out in advance. They hadn't even defaulted on anything yet. They just started getting checks.
So accurate. Yeah.
And then it's not the people that get bailed out. It's all the companies that don't need a bailout. Look at how many companies got PPP that didn't need it.
It's painful.
You're right. There's going to be a massive government bailout.
It's painful, and it's just going to be another one of those things that you can already, honestly, I don't really even have a comment here because that's literally what is going to happen. And we're going to pay for it, and we're not going to win. But we're not going to win, but we're going to pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, surprise, which is fine.
It's not fine, but it is what it is. Okay, well, yes. Brings us to our props and flops of the week, brought to you by Switch Cars. Switch Cars is the enthusiasts dealership where we buy and sell cars that we like ourselves. Check out our handpicked inventory at switchcars.com and mention Switchcast for special pricing when available, likely $900 off. And if you know why, we'll throw in a free t-shirt. Find more information at switchcars.com or come visit our indoor showroom in Twinsburg, Ohio. We probably don't offer 150% loan to value loans to people with 500 credit scores, just as an FYI. We don't offer any loans.
That should not be a thing. Think about what you just said.
Going back a little bit, the whole conspiracy thing of dealers, it's not the predatory lending, the conspiracy to mark up rates, to secretly mark up rates. There's no secrecy about it. There is a required disclosure where you have to put on a piece of paper, this is the rate you're paying. This is the effective rate with fees. This is the total amount of interest you're paying during this loan. Like, all that stuff is regulated by the FTC. And
I've had 2 car loans in my life. One was 0% and the other one was 1.8%. That's when you get a car loan. I mean, not 31% and oh gosh,
it's bad business for sure.
Yeah,
it's maybe predatory, but it's not illegal. It's not.
I think what they're talking about is you go to get a car. Say even Switch Cars. You go to get you see a 996 or a 997, 991 that you've got, and hey, that's a good price. It's a great color combo. Let me see. And you get them with whoever your loan provider is. I'm sure you work with someone. And they can do whatever. Right now, probably 6.5% or something.
Let's say 8.
Let's say 8%.
Yeah.
And because you brought that bank, that thing, you get a percentage point or something.
Sure. Like 1%.
And if that is really offending you, that's how the car industry works. That's how Doug continues to pay for the things he wants to, groceries or whatever. But that's not predatory.
And honestly,
where it's predatory is you go to get a Hellcat. That's like a 2023
Why a Hellcat,
Hellcat.
Tim? Why'd you pick that one for this example?
I don't know. But say you go to get a 2023 Hellcat and you have a 500 credit score and you show up and they're like, and you just want the 2023 Hellcat. And you say, well, what can you get me? Well, we can get you 26%.
No, they don't say that. We can get you at $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
How does that payment work for you? That's it. They hide things. Is that predatory? Yes.
But you have to sign the paperwork. Just like when you go to the new car dealer and they say you have to get the thing where they put air in the tires and
nitrogen,
all that crap.
Stupid.
You don't have to pay
Simonize.
You don't have to pay for any of that. I hate to tell you. So if you're going to buy a new car, You say, no, I'm not buying that. I'm paying
Yeah.
whatever you agreed to and the sales tax in your area and a reasonable dealer dock fee of $500 or whatever. And you're out.
Yeah.
And
ours is
and
only
honestly,
$265.
that's a good deal. And you know what else is pay cash. That's the other tip.
Well, now you're speaking like an elitist. So,
and if you don't pay cash, whatever prime is, pay close to prime. So whatever 8%, 7%.
Listen,
6%.
people financing Hellcats don't know what prime means.
Yeah, I shouldn't have used that. Please don't come at me.
Okay. Well, speaking of 996s, that transitions nicely to our pick of the week is a 99 Porsche 911 Carrera Coupe 6-speed manual in palladium metallic, which is really grandma gold, but it has the factory painted to match twist wheels and painted hardback sport seats, all in palladium metallic, among other really cool options. So that is available on switchcars.com. And our props and flops of the week are, let's see, flop of the week, Pit Race, which used to be Beaver Run, has been sold to allegedly build a data center. Why? I don't know. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Because freaking, it's horrible.
Like I would think there's plenty of real estate around there. I don't know why they have to sell a really fantastic facility that they spent all this money to redo and expand.
So sad. It's
awful.
It is literally awful. And let me just say that if you live in the Midwest and there's a data center going in next to you, did you know that if the nuclear reactor is under so many megawatts, it does not need to be disclosed to the neighbors? Did you know that? That these data centers are, if they're not powered by V16 uncatalyzed diesel engines as their backup power, they are allowed to use nuclear reactors, on-site nuclear reactors under X amount of, and they don't have to get special disclosure. I recently found out that one of the data centers close to me has had it operating now for a little bit of time, a nuclear reactor.
But they are very safe.
It's super safe. We love nuclear.
It is. It really is.
Safe.
Apart from catastrophic
Everybody
failures,
here is like, hey, I love nuclear power. Why are you so scared?
Prop of the week, because that is a really bad flop. Usually we have fun with them, like, this is stupid, but this really sucks. That is a local track to us.
Great track.
I've been driving there for, I don't know, since 2005, 6, something. Yeah.
It's sad.
It sucks. Our prop of the week may be premature, that we'll know in hindsight, but our very own Tyler Sanders, who's been chasing a 996 GT3, has made an offer on one that has been accepted with some contingencies. So we might come back next week with Tyler being an owner of a 996 GT3. So big props to him.
So awesome.
For getting at least to the point where he put forth an offer and it was accepted. That's all it needs. Even if it falls apart, he committed. He committed, and we love Tyler. So we'll get the full story in a couple weeks, and so will you.
The Sheffield brand was recently revived by Jake Turkbus, an owner of an original Sheffield all-sport diver he received from his parents in 1970 when he was just 11, beginning his love of watches. As an adult, Jay used his extensive expertise in product development and marketing to revive the brand that started it all. He set out to develop watches with a high level of quality and specification at a value price. His first effort, and a successful one on July of 2023, was the debut of the Sheffield All-Sport Diver 1. It had the kind of build and movement that much more expensive watches use, and his debut price of $108 was equivalent to the $13 his parents paid in 1970. Since that debut, Sheffield has expanded to a wider range of automatics and chronos, many designed around vintage Sheffield dials of the 60s. The Sheffield well of clever and unique design remains his inspiration, as well as maintaining the goal of high quality, very affordable range of automatic and quartz watches. Sheffield watches, value on merit, not just price. I love mine, so get yours at sheffieldwatches.com and be sure to mention you found them on Switchcast.
Thank you for joining us for Switchcast with Doug Tabbitt and Tyler Sanders, produced by Ethan Huffnagel. Switchcast is an automotive entertainment and opinion show, and nothing we say should be taken very seriously. We do not give tax, investment, legal, emotional, or professional advice, and the only licenses we hold are driver's licenses. The opinions expressed on this show are exclusively held by the people pontificating at that moment and do not reflect the values of our producers or sponsors. Our theme music is provided by Emily and Ivory. You can stream their full album on Spotify or SoundCloud. If you like this show, you can stream it in its entirety on your favorite audio podcast platform. Check out switchcast.live for more info.